You're listening to the Wool Academy podcast. This is episode number 32.
Hello and welcome. My name is Elisabeth van Delden, and once a week we talk to an industry expert from the wool industry supply chain from farm to fashion and beyond, delivering strategies and insights to be successful in wool and showcasing those beautiful stories wool has to tell.
My guest on the show today is Jonas Sanders. Jonas is the owner and founder of Wollmeister Berlin, a brick-and-mortar shop located in Berlin selling only wool apparel. Welcome, Jonas. It's good to have you on the show today. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for the invitement.
Yeah, it's so great. It took us some time to get to find the time today because you're always in your shop. And just tell us a little bit more about Wollmeister Berlin.
Yeah, the Wollmeister Berlin is a small 45 square meter shop in the really hip area in Prenzlauer Berg in Berlin, where I sell only clothing made of merino wool from like 12 different brands from all over the world, and they're mostly made in Europe.
Tell me a little bit about the collections and the brands that you have at your shop.
Yeah, the Wollmeister Berlin is actually a small fashion brand shop, like with Formal Friday. It's from Finland. They have a really small collection, but every piece is really nice, functional because of the merino, and fitted really nice, more like a fashion shirt or a fashion product. And right now I got a new brand, Function and Schnitt from Cologne, and they also producing in Europe, and they also have a really small range of clothes, and there are many more small brands like this in my shop. Because I'm the only one in Berlin having them and selling them, the people really like them and want to buy more from them because they're nice.
So it's more, so I think what I hear you're saying is you are more about wool fashion and not so much. I mean, you also have functional clothes, but you really focus on stylish apparel made out of merino wool.
Yeah, the idea is that you can wear a really nice fashion shirt also in every kind of sport. Mm-hmm. You can go running with them and go in a cafe after that and look nice. And with the all normal sports styled like shirts, you really look like you're doing sports. And I think the people don't want look like doing sports. They want to look like really nice and stylish. Mm-hmm. But with the nice function of merino, every kind of product in my shop, you can do anything with this. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So yeah, that's I think good, and I think that's also important in the future that we create clothes that have multifunctions and not just one purpose, and so that we can use them in very many different types, and then maybe don't need that as many clothes because the clothes we have are multifunctional.
And of course, there's underwear and shirts and long sleeves, and for the winter, long trousers for underneath. But there are also suits and skirts and nice pullovers. And we also do knitting workshops in the shop. We teach the men and women in Berlin how to knit Iceland wool hoodies. Oh, and I mean, Iceland wool is not that soft than merino wool, but it is a bit water repellent and also keeps you a bit cool in the summer and looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you have quite nice pictures of yourself wearing these Icelandic sweaters in your shop, so everybody can check them out. They look really nice. And tell us a little bit more about yourself and how you came up with your idea for Wollmeister Berlin.
My professional education I did in a big multi-brand store in Osnabrück, and with the profession of sports brand and functionality. And after that, I did small studying in Nagold. It's a small university near to Stuttgart, where I did my Sportfachwirt. And after that, I worked in small monobrand stores like the North Face. And every kind of sport I do, I remember. And I had all the time clothing made of merino wool because of the really nice function. It cools in the summertime, warms you in the wintertime, don't take your smell, and feels you really comfortable in any you would like to do with this. And I went to New Zealand with my girlfriend, and I saw the people in New Zealand all wearing merino wool like the whole year, and it really works that you don't sweat in the summer and that you really feel comfortable with this. And so I thought, okay, let's do a merino shop in Germany and maybe move to Berlin and do it there because there are more people maybe interested in that. And then I saw there's no shop like this right now. I need really to do this. I'm probably the only one, and they're probably
That's a good opportunity.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to do this. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, I think so. You were convicted or convinced by merino wool, and now you are helping others to find the pleasure in wool as well. I like that story a lot. And yeah, you decided to do a retail shop in Berlin and not an online store. What was the reason to go really into a brick and mortar store and not open an online shop?
I really like to talk to people and get in touch with them and talk about everything. And I'm not the computer man and programming an online shop. I really want to be in the shop in a nice area, talk to the people, show them the stuff. And I think with merino wool is another big thing. You have to feel it. You have to try it. Yeah, of course, you could also order them in the internet and try it at home, but I think it's better you try it. You feel it in the shop. And I come from working in the shop, and there are so many big player like Amazon and some other like Zalando in Germany I cannot work with. So I need to do my own shop, and the people need to they need to feel it.
So it's all about having a great experience as well, and touching and feeling, and I guess talking to you and finding out more about the product. And you do have a very nice store. I visited you last December, and I think it's really comfortable to be there and very inviting. And you mentioned in your introduction that you said you thought it would be best to move to Berlin and open the shop there. And so with your background in retail, does the city of Berlin play an important role, and would it not also work in another city in Germany?
Yeah, I came from Osnabrück. I lived there like the last 10 years, and it was really nice there. But this typical kind of shop only selling merino wool would not work there. The people are there in sports interested, but more in functional materials like polyester, polyamide and stuff. And I think to create a really merino shop, you need a big city. They maybe international people from all over the world. Maybe some people, they know it already from doing all kind of outdooring sports, or just because they interested in fabrics. And this kind of shop would also work in Munich, I think, or in Hamburg or Freiburg. But our dream was to go to Berlin for a long time, because some of our family lives here, and yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I used to study in Berlin, and I agree, you are in a real hotspot in Prenzlauer Berg, and I think you will find, more easily the right customer. So you mentioned that you have a lot of tourists who are your customers. Why is that the case, and how does it connect with Wollmeister?
The Wollmeister is in this area, Prenzlauer Berg, and Prenzlauer Berg is really near to the Woll Memorial, and also near to the center of the city, Brandenburger Tor, and all that stuff. And so there are many people, from all over the world. They go to Berlin to learn more about the history of Berlin or Germany, and there are many also young people going to Berlin because of the really great parties and all that stuff. And maybe Berlin is the best city in Berlin for my project with the Wollmeister, because I have so much different people from all over the world visiting Berlin, and visiting maybe also the Wollmeister. And I think this is a bit special.
Yeah, and you are in an area where you would have a lot of footfall, so many people just strolling and passing by, because there are many other really nice shops, and I think there's also a really nice market a few times per week, and lots of cafes. So I think that's important for you to have all these people who kind of strolling and have time, and then get curious to get into your shop.
Yeah, walking around the city and visiting all this many kinds of small shops, not just like monobranch stores. All the shops around me are small like mine, and special like mine, and yeah.
That helps a lot. Yeah, great. But that brings me to my next question. Please describe what is your typical customer in your Wollmeister shop?
Most customers I have, they buy the food in organic shops. They go around by bike. Of course, they also use a car, and maybe they also buy the food in normal shops. But the people are more interested in where's it from, who made it, is it maybe made in Europe, is it fair trade. I think my customer is more like having a few really nice high quality pieces, and not a huge range of clothes he need to buy like every 6 weeks new stuff, because it will lose the fit or shrink, or because
Just
of bad quality.
Yeah. Okay. And do your customers already know about wool, or do you need to educate them?
Some know everything, or some know maybe more than me, but most people actually don't know. Some people even don't know that is maybe wool from sheeps. They have no idea. But most people really are interested and want to know everything, and want to feel it and try it, and get the experience of wool. And so there are a few more outdooring shops in Berlin where you can buy any kind of merino wool cloth. But I think this material is really great to have for every day, not only for outdooring sports or just for every day. I also have shirts for the office. I can give you everything you want in wool. And I think all the people really like it. And
Do they come are they returning customers then as well? Like if they once tried it, that they come back and buy more?
I have different customers. There are some tourists. I have one customer is from the Netherlands. He is every 6 weeks in Berlin, and he is doing some politics in Berlin, and he comes around every 6 weeks and buying every time new stuff from my shop. And but there are also some families around the area. They buy every time a shirt when they come around.
Oh, that's great. So you are already convincing people one
Yeah.
by one, so to say. And what kind of questions do your customers ask you when they typically don't know much about wool? And then what do they ask you?
100% wool shirt cost like 60 euros. It is much more than you need to pay for a cotton shirt in a different shop. And to understand why it is maybe a bit more expensive, they have many questions. But if I tell them it's made there, the wool comes from there, the sheeps are outside most of the year, and I tell them about the function, cools in the summertime, warms in the wintertime, and all that stuff, they get really interested.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so it's about the story and the origin of the fiber. And I think that's a trend in general, what you mentioned earlier, that your customers really want to know where their products come from. So, and yeah, probably most people who live, or many people in Berlin, are these kind of customers who want to know where things are coming from. And so now let's move a little bit on to how you promote your business. You have a website, but it actually doesn't have that much content on it, and you use Facebook and Instagram a lot. So tell us a little bit about how that is working for you.
Instagram is really great for me because I post a picture once a day, maybe, and get many views and likes, and even more than on Facebook. Facebook is a bit strange right now. I have many friends on Facebook, but I don't get that much clicks or likes than in Instagram. There's one more coming up program like blogging, but it is really hard for me to get in a blog from a fashion blog also. But I think this is the next step for me
to promote your business. Yeah, that's probably a good strategy as well. And yeah, I find it really interesting that you're using social media to inform your customers about sales and events. You just had your 1-year anniversary of Wollmeister, so congratulations on that. And it's
Thank
great
you.
then to see the pictures and how people came in to the shop to celebrate with you. So I think that's really interesting to see that social media can also work very well for brick and mortar shops like yourself. And you mentioned once that you visited. You mentioned earlier that you visited a sheep farm in New Zealand, and would you say this experience was really the start to your business idea? And is that something you would recommend other people to do the same, to experience the fiber and where it comes from?
The plan to do my own shop was a bit earlier, but what kind of shop? The idea was really coming in New Zealand, and to see the sheeps. And New Zealand is like the size of Germany, but only few people and many more sheeps, and in really nice landscape. And to see where the wool comes from was really impression for me, and the people working with the sheeps and the people creating clothing from them and doing new kind of clothes from merino wool. Like I have a raincoat in merino wool, and I get shoes in merino wool. And to see, okay, there's not only a function brand, there are also fashion brands using merino wool. I start thinking, okay, let's do a shop with more fashion merino things than outdooring clothes, because I think it could be the best for everyone for every day.
I agree. I'm the same like you. I also wear wool every day, and I actually don't like all the functional style. You want normal clothes, no? You don't
Yeah,
want to run around in functional clothes all day long, but you do if you want to wear wool. No, and I think that is amazing how many new products came out recently. The same as you mentioned, the shoes and just really stylish things. So that's great. And do you think that there's a disconnect between the products that we wear and the process and the fibers that are these clothes are made of? And if yes, how can that be changed?
Oh yes, that is a big problem, I think, and we all have to change the look for more good quality, and maybe we have to look more where is it made and who made it and how much work was it to made it. And yeah, I think there's a big challenge for us to more think about it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think what you are doing then is by, I guess, yeah, by in person telling people about wool and how where it was made and how it was made. That's already a great start. And tell me, when you started your shop 1 year ago, what was your biggest challenge at the time?
First challenge was to find a place where I can pay the rent, and there are so many people in Berlin. They also want to do a shop. It's like finding a place to live. If there's a shop, you're not the only one. You're not the only one you want to have it. There are many more,
The rent.
lots of competition, and then the owners don't understand why only wool in the shop, and yeah, this was really hard to find one, and then yes, you saw the shop, all the nice things in the shop. We did everything by ourselves, so it was a lot to do and thinking about and getting the best software for the check out, and yeah.
And was it difficult to find the different brands that you wanted to feature?
For this, I had like a year. I looked around, visited some fairs like the ISPO in Munich or the Revolver Trade Show in Copenhagen, Fashion Berlin. So I went some different places where I met some different brands. And also in New Zealand, I made the first contracts. So I have only 12 different brands and made it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm the first one in Berlin made a merino shop. So if I talk to one person like in Finland, he probably also have a different brand or an idea for a different brand from somewhere else. And so one comes by one.
And I think you said you have a few brands that you are the only one in Germany who has like exclusive rights to sell that.
Yeah, there's one is Formel Friday from Finland. They're doing only a few kinds of shirts and raincoat and a few. Just they have a really small collection, and yeah, I'm the only one in Germany. This is what my customers really like, that they find some really nice pieces, but they know I'm the only one selling them. So they may be also the only one in the street then wearing this raincoat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are your future plans for the business?
Yeah, I think an online shop is also really important, especially because most of my customers are tourists, and to keep in touch with them, it is really important to have an online shop. and maybe it will come this year.
Okay.
And of course, I think Wollmeister Berlin also would work in Munich or Hamburg or Freiburg, where the people are really interested in merino wool, and maybe a shop will start there someday.
Yeah, expansion. Okay, that sounds really challenging and interesting, and I wish you all the best for that. And before we end this interview, how can our listeners find out more about you and your business?
On Wollmeister.Berlin is my website, and it will be made new in the next month, and of course on Instagram and Facebook. And I am in a few magazines in Berlin and city maps and stuff. And maybe at Wool Academy.
Yes, so we will for sure link to your website and your social media accounts. And I can just encourage everyone who is visiting Berlin that they stop at Wollmeister Berlin. It's in the really cool area in Prenzlauer Berg, which you would be anyways visiting when you visit Berlin. So you might as well stop there as well. Thank you, Jonas, so much for your time today. I wish you lots of success. I think what you're doing is great, and I hope to be visiting you also very soon in Berlin.
You're welcome. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hopefully this interview with Jonas Sanders from Wollmeister Berlin was interesting. If you missed any of the links Jonas mentioned, we have captured them for you in the show notes. Just visit elisabethvandelden.com/032. Once again, elisabethvandelden.com/032. Also, let me know if you think a shop like Wollmeister would work where you live, or maybe you know a similar shop. I would love to hear what you think. Just leave me a comment in the show notes and I will make sure to respond to you as well. I look forward to hearing from you. More good stuff is also happening on social media. I look forward to connecting with you on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. Talk to you again next week, and bye for now.